Welcome. My name is Brandon. Please join me on this tour of Cray Plaza, formerly known as Galtier Plaza, in St. Paul, Minnesota. It's good to be back home in good old St. Paul. I would like to share all the childhood memories I have of this mall, but I do not have any. Despite my mother working downtown until I was in the 3rd grade, we never ventured to this part of St. Paul. My dad had the car, so my mom took the bus to work, and my sister and I would tag along in the summer. My downtown mall was Town Square, and ooh boy, I have seen clips of Town Square on YouTube, and it is not the mall from my childhood. I mean, technically it is, but it looks nothing like my memories. Unless I receive permission to film the abandoned park at the top of Town Square, I would rather not return to that place. In addition to the park that only lives in my memories, the Donaldson's department store, Sbarro, Arby's, McDonald's, One Potato 2, and the mall's small fountains are long gone. Did you ever eat at One Potato 2? As a small child, the idea of eating a baked potato sounded so bland. You have to put cheese, chives, and bacon on a potato because those things are so boring. Why eat that when Arby's has potato cakes that don't need toppings? Adults are so weird. As with many downtown malls, including Town Square, 7 Points, the Lake Conservatory, and the Late Block E, Galtier Plaza was planned with the intention to revitalize the area. The plaza, which opened in 1985, was more than a mall. It contained 2 towers for offices and apartments, with an atrium in the middle for commercial use. The atrium originally contained a movie theater, a YMCA, restaurants, and assorted shops. Galtier Plaza was named after a French immigrant and Roman Catholic priest, Lucien Galtier. He moved to the United States to build a new church. He learned that the growing area east of the Mississippi River would be a good place, so he moved there to help build one. At the time, the area was called Pig's Eye, after French-Canadian immigrant Pierre Pig's Eye Perron. Perron started as a fur trader, but went into bootlegging liquor. Father Galtier was disgusted that an area would be named for a man of such bad character, so he suggested the town be named St. Paul. I could go into more depth on this topic, but this video is about Galtier Plaza, so let's return to that now. Galtier Plaza faced financial problems not long after its opening. The mall struggled to retain tenants and compete with other commercial areas and shopping centers around the Twin Cities. I myself never saw a movie at this mall. Why would my dad drive me and my sister downtown and pay full price for parking and movie tickets when we could see $2 movies any day at a discount theater in the suburbs? While I stated I do not have childhood memories of Galtier, my friend Chris does. His dad worked downtown at the Twin Cities public television station. From the station, Chris's dad would take Chris and his brother through the Skyway system. He remembers eating at Subway in the food court a few times in the 1990s. His dad recalls Galtier being popular with his colleagues. There were several restaurants, and a comedy club opened and run by a local comedian named Scott Hansen. I am too young to have watched Hansen's shows at Galtier Plaza, but I have read that Hansen used to perform in a group with 4 other men, including the now late Louis Anderson. Chris's dad said the mall was already dead at the turn of the millennium. I asked my parents what they remember about Galtier Plaza. My mom remembers having a cup of tea at a shop with a coworker who lived in one of the Galtier apartments, but that is all she remembers. Chris is the first person I met through the Dead Malls of Discord. He suggested a Minnesota meetup at Northtown Mall in Blaine for a blood drive. I was nervous about meeting people from the internet, but a blood drive felt safe. I had never given blood before, but now I give it as often as I can. Thank you, Chris. Returning to Galtier's history, the Galtier Cinema closed in 1998. In the late 2000s, supercomputer company Cray Incorporated moved into the building as an anchor on the 2nd floor. The company renamed the complex to Cray Plaza. Ah, the restrooms are ahead. If you need to use the restroom while visiting Cray Plaza, you'll have to go somewhere else. All the restrooms in the mall and nearby office buildings are locked with passcodes. When walking through the Skyway, a man stared at me suspiciously as he entered a code for the men's room. Don't worry, dude, I'm not trying to use your restroom. A small incident occurred in 2015. A fire sprinkler burst in one of the apartment buildings attached to Cray Plaza, flooding the first floor of the mall. At the time, a restaurant called Faces was still in the mall. The owner, David Fema, had to close for a bit due to water flooding the entirety of his restaurant. He lost several $1,000s due to the temporary closure. In 2017, Cray Incorporated left downtown for another mall. Their new home was a new tower attached to the Mall of America in Bloomington, Minnesota. However, you will not see the Cray logo at the Mall of America anymore. Cray was purchased by Hewlett-Packard in 2019. They still have offices at that mall. Also in 2017, David Fema closed his restaurant in Cray Plaza. The following year, David opened a new place called Fema's in downtown Minneapolis. It is a little spendy, but worth it for the fantastic Moroccan-inspired food, as well as the 1930s Art Deco ambiance. I'm not paid to promote Fema's. I genuinely enjoy going there before shows. It is fun to go during happy hour and eat affordable burgers in a swank restaurant. In 2019, Bygos Management purchased Cray Plaza for $5 million, with the intention to convert more of the mall into apartments. The YMCA closed in 2020 due to the pandemic. It remained unused until 2024. Parts of the former YMCA reopened as a Lower Town Skyrec as a free perk to tenants of the nearby apartment complexes. Tenants have access to a swimming pool, walking track, basketball courts, pickleball courts, and locker rooms with saunas. I do not know the future of Cray Plaza. The main atrium is only used by mall walkers and people cutting through via the Skyway system. I wonder how much it costs to keep the place heated. Before we go, I want to show a little bit of the Skyway and the next door building's gorgeous lobby. Oh yeah, if you are from a warmer climate, you may be wondering about the Skyway system. Due to our long, brutal winters, both downtowns of Minneapolis and St. Paul built covered bridges between buildings so people can stay inside climate-controlled environments. I have fond memories of wandering the St. Paul Skyway system as a child, and then the Minneapolis system as a young adult. I would wander and look for new spots to eat. This was before smartphones, so it was a lot of fun to go exploring without a map. I filmed this footage on a Friday afternoon. St. Paul is a quiet place. It only comes to life for wild hockey games, popular musicians, or conferences such as wrestling tournaments. I visit St. Paul to see the Minnesota Opera or the St. Paul Chamber Orchestra, after which I'm home before 11. If you are young and want to stay out till 2 a.m., you'll find more nightlife in Minneapolis. Thank you for joining me on this tour of the marvelous but dead Cray Plaza. I hope you have a great day. Take care.